All right. This is um this is me, and what I'm doing right now is watching the game. And all right, let me start over. This is my attempt trying to get Ghost a win, trying to get 8 Ghost, trying to get that a win. And this is the game. I think it was my third attempt trying to do that. And so just commentating on how that went, starting off getting some digging going. Obviously, I mentioned it in my normal video, but I love digging, and any opportunity you can get to dig, like starting stage 1 or even stage 2 or 3, why not take it? Because you could usually get 2 or 3 fully dug holes um, by round 10, let's say. In this case, I could definitely get 3 holes dug. Probably could have kept the graveler um, in the shop just so that, if I want to evolve it later so that I have a stronger early game team, that was an option. But I just took a single Geodude so that I could dig 3 holes. That's fine, I guess. Also, items. Um, Not sure what I want to take yet. We don't have a really great path for the items we want yet, so charcoal is a fine, safe pick, I guess. And we can also take the Aeron and try to get some rock synergy going. Protective pads on the Geodude. Protective pads it's a great item, but it could have been smarter to save that to see if I got heart scale. Or I guess if I got 2 heart scales, then I could have done flame orb safety goggles. That's always an option. Um, Instead of investing into protective pads early. Because like I said, protective pads, it's a great item, but you're going to get the most out of it if you're playing against like a normal or dragon team or I don't know, whatever else gives shield. Maybe like there's a specific carry on a different team that's has its own protective pads or generates its own shield. Then having the protective pads, you're going to get a lot out of it. Also, the ability shield. I'm realizing I just really don't know how to itemize that well, unless it's like something obvious, like putting a crit cast set on a Ralts. Then I clearly don't know what I'm doing. And we're gonna lose to the bug team, which is fine. I don't mind lose streaking with an early ground team, because if you're just trying to dig, then keeping that economy is fine. I mean, it's actually preferable to keep your economy going good. And I also get a Grievard, so I can sell the Geodude and then put that in instead, which is great because Grievard is just a good mon in general, has a good ability. Plus, for now, it'll help put some rock on the team. Also, I get the Wonder Box, which is another rash play by me. I feel like I definitely don't need to be putting so many, like, just whatever items I find, I just immediately put them on the team. And I don't understand what I'm going for, especially if I'm losing and I'm digging. There's not like a whole lot of reasons to invest in the team if I'm lose streaking. But lose streaking probably isn't even my strategy right now. I'm gonna sell the Grievard. For what? What am I doing? What? Can someone tell me what the fuck I'm doing? Oh. I sold the Grievard so I could get more gold and then put the Poliwag in, so if it's a win I go up to 30 gold. But I don't see the point in doing that. Plus we lose anyway, so if I'm being completely honest, I'm just straight up embarrassed by this performance so far. Like, nothing is making sense. I do get the flying gem, but it's probably not going to be super useful. It's not a whole lot of ghost flying overlap. The only thing I can think of yet is what's the name? Rowlet. What is super cool is the bug gem. Bug gem is like always nice to have because then you only need a single bug mon on your team to start cloning itself. In this case, we get the Shedinja. That's actually like the only mon that I could get. Probably can't get Scatterbug. Are we gonna get a win on the board finally? Probably not, but it's at least not as big of a loss as our previous games. And let's see what terrible idea we come up with next. I guess we just take the Drillbur to have a better frontline unit for our temporary ground team. Probably should have checked if there was any other ground teams, because that could be a risky ad that isn't going to play off very well for us in the long term compared to just having a slightly better unit on the board before T10. And speaking of which, we aren't picking up any ghost mons, which is concerning. Because we should try to prioritize getting some ghost mons on the field so that we can get a ghost portal for our unique. But I'm blinded by my eagerness to dig. It's too great. We get a Ditto, which is cool. What we don't get is any ghost active, so that's kind of lame. It's still possible if we like roll down and sell all the things we have. It's kind of a risky play at this point. Scanning the board. I wonder if I had a reason to not play Ghost into the Gyarados. I mean, this game is like a week old, so maybe I was just like ass at the game back then, but I'm pretty sure I know just as much now as I do back then, so I shouldn't have any excuse for playing so badly so far into this game. And there's not a single ghost portal, of course, because nobody's playing Ghost except for me. And I'm rewarded for my more what's the word for moron, but like stupidity? So stupid is to stupidity as moron is to moronic, but that's not a noun. Moronness, moronacy. Anyway, my idiocy has led to this being a pretty bad start to the game. but we're rewarded for our stupidity by getting a, what's this thing called? A Mimikyu. Yeah, and then the Grievard ad pick is nice, but there's no other ghost ad picks, which is unfortunate. Comment down below on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being I'm really stupid, and then 1 being I'm an idiot. Rate how stupid and idiotic I am for losing to a bug team. Bug teams are interesting because obviously they're not bad, at least in the early to mid game, but it always feels kind of lame to lose to them because you feel like you should be winning. And if I'm smart here, I will not add the Karrablast. There we go. And I just sell all my ground stuff. Probably could have waited a little bit longer so I could dig out that final hole and try to get something out of it, but that's fine. We get another Ghostmon, and then we have another one, so we're at Ghost 4, which is nice, but we don't have any other side splash synergies. We get Fairy Steel active, which is fine. It's not really going to help us a whole lot since we have 0 items. We got the Dittos, which is nice. It's going to be a close one, but I think we just barely lose. The Maractus is putting a lot of work in. And even if the Maractus is down, their Floral came and helped out. And Houndstone, I really like that guy. He's a real nice bud of mine, but its ability has a lot of potential, but unless you're investing like a lot of mana or a lot of ability power, then the curses usually aren't gonna come into full effect that often. I use the Dittos just to get some evolutions, I guess. And that's amazing. Despite how stupid I've been playing, I really do luck out. What am I doing? Okay. I still don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm an idiot. But like I was saying, I really did luck out on this game. What am I doing? Putting the ghost tag on the Grievard is fine. Probably... No, don't sell the Voltorb. I mean, I guess I keep the Steel synergy with the Clink, but having a weak frontline unit with the spell tag would be nice. Because as you can see, the Grievard or the Houndstone didn't die, so that spell tag didn't come into full effect. But anyway, like I was saying, having artificial active to get that spell tag is super nice because I can play just one side synergy for free, or potentially get one Pokemon in later that isn't Ghost but still helps a lot. Like as you can see now, I could get some Steel Splash in. Maybe later I go for a Steel type legendary. That could be neat. I didn't check, but maybe Golett is in, so then I don't even have to play an artificial mon to get the spell tag, so I could get... Well, no, I can't. was gonna say I could get Ghost 8 at level 7, but that's not possible without like dragons or a gem. So for now, it's just a nice item to have on top of our normal natural synergies. Close win against what is that? Aquatic dragon, just a dragon team with Hawlucha on it, I guess. Also, they have a Charizard, which is neat, I suppose. Yes. Please take the spell tag off of Houndstone. Take the spell tag. Okay. So now we have Ghost 6 active, which is good, especially against PvE. And the Elekid, that'll be a bit better than the Clink. Also pulling the Porygon or the Metang into our team planner, because those would just be even better mons over the Clink or the Elekid. I'm guessing I'm going to throw these crit items onto the Litwick, since that's probably not going to stay on the team. Probably not going to do a whole lot of favors for the team either, but at the very least it won't hurt to have those items on the Litwick until we find something better. This is a pretty gross team. I think Ghost, probably a decent matchup against Ice. But on second hand, Ice kind of does benefit from being able to stall, especially with the Lapras and the ice cream cone. It's just going to get a lot of cast off, a lot of freezes, and the Ghost usually stalls things out longer, so it doesn't really help a lot. So yeah, I think Ghost probably has a bad matchup against Ice, now that I think about it. I was going to say it's good since they just get special defense, and Ghost just works to nerf the other team, and I should really be going for these Duskulls. I don't know why, like, I go for these roll downs, and then I just don't, like, want to take anything. It's probably something I could learn to adjust in my gameplay, because there's no point in rolling if I'm not going to, like, at least buy something. I know I'd like to get the Aegislash, or even what else. Pretty much Aegislash is the only thing that I'm looking for, so I might as well collect those Duskulls and try to get Dusknoir. Because unless I'm in a desperate situation, I don't see the point in rolling down for a single mon. And I guess rolling down isn't entirely the most accurate description, because as I'm just rolling down to 50 and keeping my interest cap. And I think my plan here is to get Gracidia Flower. I thought like 3 different people were going to go and take it, but we get it, so that's neat. I don't know what my plan is with Gracidia Flower is, but I mean, it's a good item, so can't complain too much, can I? And then was I trying to get Gracidia Flower? Because clearly I don't have a magnet on the bench, do I? I have a Miracle Seed. I wonder if that's what I was thinking during the game, because I don't know what a King's Rock really helps with. Obviously, it helps with the bulkier front line, like would be good on Aegislash, potentially. And a fighting team is... It's interesting. The Hawlucha, it gains a curse, but I don't think it matters. Actually, it does, because the Houndstone got 2 casts off on the Hawlucha, and so that just automatically knocks it out. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Pretty sure that's what I just saw, so... And there's the Aegislash. That's pretty nice. I feel like we got that kind of early. Unfortunately, it's not itemized with anything, so it's just a good unit, which is good, of course, but we're not taking full advantage of it. Not that we can a whole lot, because we kind of want defensive items on it, and we don't have a whole lot of that to go around, except for like a King's Rock. Ghost is pretty weak against Bug, since Bug's whole strength is strength in numbers, and Ghost works against nerfing like 1 or 2 Pokemon, 1 or 2 units, which isn't going to help in the long run when you're being drowned in 15 of them. So going into stage 20 with a pretty low amount of health, low enough health that we get our Xatu treasure box, and it's a pretty good treasure box to get 4 item components, but there's not a whole lot we can do with a Fossil Stone. We do have Fairy, that's possible with the Mimikyu. We get... Well, I guess we can't make a Dark Stone because we don't have sunglasses, unless we get them here, but if we get Darkrai, then the Dusk Stone would be a good idea. And then we get the curse from the Spelltog on Lugia, but it doesn't really matter because it dies fast and then gets resurrected with Sacred Ash from Ho-Oh. Either way, we still win the Tower Duo, and we have 6 Ghost active this time, so we're in a good spot for our portal. Assuming nobody takes the single Ghost portal. Never mind, there's 3 Ghost portals, which is really nice. It's even an artificial one, so if we don't get a good Ghost legendary, we could take artificial and replace Elekid. That doesn't happen though. We'll just take the Ghost flying portal. Baltoy is interesting. I would rather have Elekid. Okay, who cares? We get Arceus. And for some reason, I'm still not taking the Duskull. Just take the Duskulls and then try to get Dusknoir. Stop. Oh my god. We do get rid of... Wait, no. No, we still have the Elekid, so we keep Artificial, but now we're playing Dark and Steel because of the Bisharp. Or not the Bisharp, the Pawniard. And then I think our plan here now must be to level up to level 9 in order to get our full synergies. And Firestone, I guess. I don't know. I think I was just taking the Firestone to get extra attack onto the... just to get extra attack onto it, since a Firestone offers more stat boost than the item components by themselves, so you might as well make it if that's all you have left. And then I put crit items onto the Arceus, which is nice, but probably could have gone with saving the 3rd spot instead of the Shiny Charm, or Yeah, that probably would have been a better idea. But looks like we're going for a bulky Pawniard. We do check artificial 4, but it was just a macho brace, which doesn't really help us. King's Rock on the Pawniard. Pretty terrible itemization once again. Not sure what I'm doing here. It'll obviously work for the Pawniard, but it's not like directly, you know, it's just weird. Like, none of these items directly help the synergies that it already has, except for like fire, I guess, but it's not even fire type, so it's just getting more attack, which means more true damage, of course, from the steel synergy, but getting on more attack from something else. Dusk Stone is really nice if I can get that. Assuming that's what I take. No. I take the green orb. Why? I guess to put it on Houndstone, but is that really what I need? I feel like what I need is more attack. Because right now our issue is the bug team. I still think that is the thing that would give us the most trouble, since we don't have any good AoE damage on the team. And then what is this that I'm looking at? Dragon flying. I'll give props to them, actually. Dragon flying is pretty neat. With some fire splash in it. Does Mega Rayquaza get any extra synergies with it, like Groudon or Kyogre does? We didn't make use of the bug gem, unfortunately. And I don't remember what our matchup against this ice team was. I'm pretty sure we lost the last game. Plus they have their own little Arceus, which is making use of Muscle Band Shell Bell, which is probably pretty good with the synergies they have going right now. I think they just have... Do they have any water? Probably ice water, and then aquatic. Yeah, ice water aquatic, I think. I'm guessing. Could be field as well, because they only have 2 water mons, and then they have 2 field mons. Should I say mons or units? Units feels more official for this game, but they are Pokemon, so... I was gonna look something up on the wiki. What was I gonna look up? I forgot. It's unfortunate I don't remember. We have the Cottonian for Fairy. That's all swell and good and Gucci. I guess I just take the red orb and try to get some more attack going. See if I can't take out those bugs a little bit faster. That's probably a good idea as well, since that Buzzwole looks pretty tanky. Unfortunately, the Aegislash is the only thing I can really put it on. We still have the Wonderbox Mimikyu going, and it's doing fine. Most of our damage is still from the Arceus. Also Red Orb. Red Orb is fine. Yeah. Why is that Sprigatito so huge? I guess it just got overheals from the grass. There's the Ghastly. That's pretty nice. That'll be better than the Dusclops, since we didn't choose to give it a goddamn chance at evolving. We're gonna have to sell. Never mind. We have the Cottony, but we can't keep the Bisharp if it's already itemized, so using the spell tag in order to get Ghost 8 won't work. Once again, we're losing to the Bug team, which is pretty concerning. I'm not sure how we're possibly going to turn this around. Ghastly is pretty nice. It does damage all enemy Pokemon. So I'm not sure how we turn that around. Presidia Flower is fine. I'm gonna have to rush to level 9. Don't see any other way to facilitate a comeback. You're gonna have to sell the Cottony. Probably gonna have to sell the... Oh, I guess we don't have to sell the Pawniard. I think my mental logic. Why did I do that? Just get them a Tang. If you're not gonna get them at, I guess having the. Okay. Well, not having the Tang is fine because then the Beldum is weaker, which means it's gonna die faster and give that curse off faster. But if I'm not gonna take the Tang, then why am I holding a Beldum on the bench? Just sell it and get the Haunter. I really hate how stupid I'm being in this game. That being said, we stay winning. We keep the... I guess we don't keep anything, but we get the Haunter. And we can use that Ditto on Pawniard. Hopefully get a Bisharp. We're gonna have to get it in like the next turn though. Do some scouting. See if they're bored. Positioning is an issue for us. I think having Beldum on the left side is still really good, assuming they don't change things around, because the Buzzwole is just right there on the left side. So if you get the curse on that, that's really nice. Shiny Charm is fine, I suppose, for the Houndstone. I rolled past Porygon. That's fine. I'm getting the Steel Synergy, so that's probably more valuable than the what's it called? It's more valuable than... Sorry, I'm blanking right now. What's more valuable than what? The download from Porygon isn't as valuable as having that Steel Synergy on Arceus and the Steel 4 for Bisharp as well. Speaking of which, we just pulled the Bisharp, so that's really huge. The Haunter doing a bit of damage. Arceus is really the MVP here. If we didn't pull the Arceus, I'm guessing that this definitely wouldn't have been a win. Luckily, we're rewarded for our poor early game, and we still pull through. I'm assuming things may take a turn for the worse. We still have one more round that we need to secure things with. This will definitely be the last round, because if either of us one loses, then we're out. I think hypothetically, well, no. If it was somehow a draw, then I would still win. But I think it's possible for me to end on 0, since on a loss I would get 15, and then I would need 1 mon left over, which would be 16 exactly. So that's why you get a good early game, you know. Things get a little bit scary. We're only left down to like our Arceus and Bisharp carrying, but it's fine. Just too much true damage on the Arceus. I'm excited about winning this one. That's really nice. 8 Ghost. I wasn't a big fan of Ghost before. I just didn't think it was that fun to play, but at least this game, this time around, it was pretty enjoyable, especially getting that Steel Splash. Especially getting Arceus to be a carry on the team. That's pretty enjoyable. And I don't think I roll in this recording, but I get human, I think, for the next synergy. And that was pretty frustrating, but in the end, you know, we work things out. And I do spin, and it is human. So I'll see you for that one.